I'm Dave Greenwood, and this is Overcoming Distractions. If you are an adult with ADHD, a busy professional, an entrepreneur, a high achiever, or just need some strategies to navigate your adult ADHD, you're in the right place. Who am I? I'm an entrepreneur with ADHD and the author of 2 books, Overcoming Distractions and Overcoming Burnout. I coach and mentor people just like you, and together we navigate the ups and downs of adult ADHD. From getting out of our own way to helping people just like you thrive in the workplace. That's what I do. Want more info on working with me? Hit overcomingdistractions.com. Ready? Let's get to today's podcast. All right, gang, what's going on? It is Dave, and we are back in the plush Overcoming Distractions studios. So, yeah, okay, yeah, if you believe that. Anywho, all right. Hey, I want to talk about some of the positives of having us ADHD folks in a workplace or, even in our own business if you're self-employed. And I have to admit, we do tackle a lot of the challenges of being a busy professional adult with ADHD here on Overcoming Distractions. Because I know if everything was perfect, you probably would not be listening to me or seeking other advice or assistance, right? I mean, some of us need a little help navigating the rough waters of adult ADHD. So I think you know by now that I'm not in the superpower camp, because I know being a busy adult with ADHD can be challenging. But I do believe that those of us with ADHD bring some pretty amazing qualities into an organization. And the other thing I know is that what I would call a cognitively diverse workplace or a business where people can bring varied perspectives, thinking styles, problem-solving approaches, I think offers a ton of benefits if we're allowed to thrive. And I think the advantages of having us ADHDers, in a business setting, they span across creativity, decision-making, innovation, and really the overall performance of a business or organization, regardless of the size. Now, if we could just tackle some of the challenges that get in the way of us being our best selves, we'd end up being rock stars, right? But we know sometimes things trip us up a little bit. So I want to mix it up today a little bit, because I really want to talk about and I want to refresh everyone's memory, including mine, today, about why those of us with ADHD can kick a little ass in business. Again, whether you're working for somebody else, you're in a small business, you're in a large company, you are self-employed, a solopreneur. So let's talk about some of the key benefits of having us ADHD folks in the workplace. The first one, I think, is enhanced problem solving. Now, when I work with people one-on-one, we do have to problem solve, because I am working with some really smart and skilled people one-on-one. But many people, and maybe there's some of you out there, have come to me because we need to kind of get down to the street level and figure everything out. But when we do work one-on-one, we do problem solve. And I think ADHD allows for a wide range of perspectives when tackling problems, and it leads to more comprehensive and effective solutions. And I think, those cognitive approaches, whether it's ADHD or other types of brains, really does ensure that the multiple angles and situations are considered. And it really does increase the likelihood of really coming up with the best possible solution in an organization. For example, a business may not be realizing that something they are doing is impeding the success of other neurodivergent individuals or others that may think or operate differently. And we can bring that perspective. And oftentimes, I really think we are the person in the room that says, hey, have you ever thought of it this way? And as you know, that's the ADHD brain. And this leads to increased innovation. I mean, we need different thinking styles and perspectives, and they can drive creativity and innovation. And when people with those diverse cognitive brains, approaches, however you want to do it, however you want to say it, collaborate, we can generate unique ideas and maybe some solutions that weren't thought of that might emerge in a singular kind of thinking environment. I think the other thing is, sometimes our bosses or clients just tell us to do it a certain way and that's it. And that doesn't work. And sometimes we speak our mind, right? So another thing, I think better decision making is a quality of us ADHDers in an organization. A diverse team can bring that that broader range of insights and viewpoints, and it leads to more informed decision making, and this kind of reduces that risk of groupthink, where groups did kind of have a we've always done it this way mentality, and they may overlook potential issues or alternative solutions. If you're an entrepreneur or work for yourself, I still feel this is true. Many of us go into business because we feel we can make better decisions that might not have been accepted in a traditional organization. Now, let's not separate this from our kind of age-old problem of decision fatigue and in our personal types of decisions. But I think when we're in an environment where we can thrive, that's where we can really enhance the overall decision-making process. Put us ADHDers in a room and try to work through a various situation or challenge, and that's when we get jacked up, and that's a good thing. I think the next thing that we bring into an organization is that improved adaptability. I know what you're saying. We're not good at adaptability, and it's actually one of those kind of executive functions, adaptable thinking. But I really think when we're put into that mix and we have that diversity of ADHDers and those without ADHD, we're just, the organization is better equipped to adapt to change and uncertainty. That mix of a team can draw in a wide range of experiences and approaches to navigate those new challenges and even those kind of challenges down the road. We see that. Our brains see that. Think about a company launching a new product. And have you thought about how it will work for all types of people? Has the team thought about unique situations that maybe the ADHD brain is good at solving? And I think that kind of diverse perspective with that ADHD person in the room can help organizations better understand and actually serve a wider range of customers by identifying those types of needs. I worked with a moving company when I had my PR firm many years ago, and we developed a whole video series about moving with a family member with autism. And we brought in experts because change can be a hard thing for people on the autism spectrum. And we brought in different experts to film a video series about how to navigate moving to a new house when you had a family member with autism. That's one example of many. So next, I really think greater employee engagement, retention, that diversity in your workforce can lead to a more inclusive, dynamic workplace. those of us with ADHD, and you know this, that when we feel that our unique perspectives are valued, we're more likely to be engaged and satisfied with our work, and that's going to lead to higher retention rates, because I can tell you, not only from my own life experience, but many people I've worked with one-on-one, that a large portion of those people have decided that this workplace isn't working for them anymore for a whole number of reasons. But one of them is because they're not being engaged fully, or they're in a chaotic work environment, which is a whole nother episode. But we actually just did an episode on belonging in the workplace. So go back a few episodes and check that out, because it's really important. And I think when us ADHDers truly belong, and it's true belonging, I think everybody can kick ass in that business. We bring another skill set, and we bring that to another level, and we bring a broader range of skills and expertise that I don't think some people really appreciate sometimes. And this variety of skill set, I think it only enhances an organization's overall ability to handle different types of tasks and projects, believe it or not, more efficiently and more effectively. And I know you're saying I'm ADHD. I'm not efficient or effective in many things. But again, when we're in the mix, that's when we just, we can just kick some ass and really show what we're good at. I've worked one-on-one with people who say they were turned down when they offered new solutions to ongoing problems. And they were 100% confident that what they were recommending would work, but they were basically told to go back to their desk, and that's a shame. We have a broad skill set. We, in many cases, many cases, when we're placed in the right environment, we can totally make an organization run smoother. You just need to let us do it. Let us do our jobs. Let us shine. I would also add that many of us with ADHD were super curious, right? I mean, sometimes that curiosity gets the best of us when we end up on YouTube for 3 hours when we're supposed to be working. But, we bring those skill sets into the workplace. Maybe they're not directly related to our position or role there, but we bring that into the workplace. And I think when it comes to entrepreneurs with ADHD, if you're one of them, that broader skill set is an enormous competitive advantage if you're running a business. Now, speaking of competitive advantage, that's my next kind of bullet point here, is that organizations that leverage us ADHDers, other cognitive diversities, can outperform their competitors when we just foster that culture of continuous learning and innovation. And I really think that the advantage leads to, better business, more financial performance, if you will. And I think if an organization, managers, leadership as a whole understand that those of us with ADHD can be those problem solvers, we're loyal employees if we really, truly believe we belong, we think differently, that organization has an competitive advantage. I mean, think of the engineer that might have ADHD that can just think a little differently than others, right? That brings a whole new competitive advantage to that organization. Just give us an environment where we can thrive. Marketing people and other creative people that just bring a whole new perspective to creativity, right? But sadly, I think we have a long way to go, because many of these organizations still hear the word ADD, ADHD, and they just run away because they just need to be educated. I actually think we're rather resilient, right? And I think if you allow us to continue being resilient, that only fosters a culture of more resilience. And I really think that these could be tiny ways that an industry is changing. It could be more massive change. But, we dig in. We want to solve those problems. And organizations and clients should tap into that part of our brain that can be resilient and stick to solving a problem. And again, goes without saying, but, everyone's different. And I know some of us are not good with huge change, and I was one of them in my PR firm. I've talked about this before. The industry wasn't going the way I liked. And that was just me. But, if an organization needs to adapt to, times, industry changes, technology, those of us with ADHD should be tapped into, because we might be able to think our way out of a challenging situation. And I really think it's when our advice is not tapped into is, I think, when you lose us. So, change is difficult. Change is difficult for anybody. Change is difficult for those of us with ADHD. Many times because we're not part of the process. So just keep that in mind, that when we are part of the process, that is when we can really contribute to methodical change management, if you will. So ethics, decision-making, inclusive decision-making. I know that when we have a kind of a diverse range of perspectives, including those of us with ADHD, it almost ensures that decisions are more likely to be ethical and consider the needs and impacts on various people, customers, stakeholders, what have you. It can improve the corporate responsibility and enhance an organization's reputation. And I know this because I know that, deep down, one of the things with those of us with ADHD is most of us are just honest people with values. We want to do the right thing, and we want to see the right thing done. And that's why a lot of us leave organizations or situations or careers, because we have that misalignment of values. So know that when those of us with ADHD, or maybe you're running a business and you have people with ADHD, know that we bring ethics and values that we care deeply about. So we're just good people who want to do a good job. We want to contribute, and we want to thrive. Do you agree with everything I just said? I hope you do, and you don't have to agree with everything. But I just wanted to pause and take a short episode to just refresh us of the positive things that we can bring into a working environment. All right, so if you are having challenges with getting things done at work, at home, you're feeling the pressure of lack of productivity, you're feeling burned out, and you know that the things I just mentioned are within you, please hit the website, overcomingdistractions.com. Let's book a quick chat, see if we're a good fit, and let's see if together we can help do some problem solving. It's overcomingdistractions.com. Gang, I'll catch you next time.